Our next speaker, Victor Menotti, is the Executive Director for the International Forum on Globalization. Victor just works on so many different issues on this campaign and on fair trade issues. It was my pleasure to bring him to the mic.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out. This is a historic day and historic week in San Francisco, and I'll just say two reasons why, because there's a very clear choice, I think, by our U.S. trade representative and how they proceed with these talks. Historic because some of the folks up here that you see since 1990, almost 2 decades now, have been working on U.S. trade policy. This is the cross-border, cross-sectoral movement that came out in Seattle and shut down those talks in 1999 because it was the wrong agenda. It came out in Hong Kong, it came out in Cancun and shut down those talks, and it will shut down these talks again if it doesn't get it right. We've elected a new president. There's a Congress now with over 143 members who have signed on to a new fair trade agenda. So that's the clear choice that our trade representative faces this week, is to really start a new day and go in the right direction. Where we don't want to see it go is the outsourcing disaster that's happened with BP and Halliburton. What we fear is being advanced on the table here is the same proposals for energy services deregulation that the U.S. under the Bush-Cheney administration has been pushing for since 2000 in the WTO, which we call the Halliburton agenda, which would produce exactly the sort of outsourcing, unaccountable, untransparent disasters with the cement casing services and the testing services, and nobody being in charge and nobody being responsible for when things go wrong. We're afraid that those kinds of proposals are still in the mind of our trade representative. Do these old proposals match up with what our government is trying to do now in terms of shifting to new energy supplies, sustainable jobs, low emissions energy, and so on? So we'll ask you as members of the press to also ask our U.S. trade representative this week about the substance of what they are proposing, because we don't want another deregulation of drilling disaster to happen, not just in the Gulf, but to go worldwide through this TPP talks. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Victor.
Trade reform!
When do we